I don't know if how flexible you are, but sometimes if our hips are kind of tight, we might fold up a blanket. And if you don't have a blanket, you can use a big towel, a beach towel. So I'm just going to begin here and just say hello, hello. I'm Phyllis Smith, and this is Plano ISD Yoga Family Night. Welcome. So again, we're going to be starting in what we call an easy seat. So easy seat might mean your legs are crossed, maybe your legs are out straight, whatever is really comfortable for you, but just in some way, we'd like to see you sitting up tall. And that way it actually helps us breathe better when we're sitting up tall as opposed to hunched over like this. So in every yoga class, we want to go in with an intention. What is it that we want to get out of this class, right? So my intention for you is to help you develop a strong mind. So with a strong mind, we can overcome challenges that we face, and boy, have we all faced a lot of challenges these days. It teaches you, when you have a strong mind, it helps you focus and become more present in the very moment that we're in, so that we're not thinking about the past and worried about the future. So we can have a strong mind, which is a stable mind, and also a calm mind. And all of that can lead to just an overall, just a lighter sense of being. And it starts with the breath. So the first thing we're going to do, I don't know if you've ever seen this, this is called the Hoberman sphere. And this opens and closes. And this is kind of going to simulate what it is when we breathe in and our lungs expand and our rib cages expand. So as I open the Hoberman sphere, we're going to breathe in. So everybody together, breathe in and then breathe out. So as I breathe out, we close the sphere. Inhale, breathe in. Fill up those lungs and breathe out. Let's do that again. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's see if we can do it to a count. So we're going to breathe in, let's say 2 counts. 1, 2, and then breathe out 2. This is going to help us stabilize our mind, make it stronger and calmer and more focused. Here we go. Breathe in on 2 counts. 1, 2, and breathe out. 1, 2. Do it again. Breathe in. 1, 2, and breathe out. 2. Let's try 3 counts this time. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. And as we breathe out, we're going to draw that belly button in towards our back body. Breathing in, 2, 3, and breathing out. Now just notice how you feel now that we did this little breathing exercise. See if maybe you feel a little calmer than you did, or maybe your mind is a little quieter. Maybe you feel a little more relaxed since when we just started the class. All right, so we're going to do a little bit more breathing, but you're going to breathe together this time. So if you have a partner, put your back to back. So sit back to back with each other. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Almost put your finger to the very top of your head so it feels almost like you have a string pulling from the very middle part of the crown of your head, lifting up. Draw that chin in, lift those shoulders up, roll them back, and just sit nice and calm. And so with your hand, your back to back, so let's just begin to breathe together. So we breathe in just like we were breathing with that Hoberman sphere. Breathe in, nice deep breath, and breathe out. And really pay attention to the person behind you. Breathing in and breathing out. Do it again. Breathing in and breathing out. Now let's see if we can breathe with movement. So we're going to put our arms, the back of our hands together, touching. And as we breathe in, we're going to raise our arms overhead, and then breathe out, bring your arms down to the floor. Let's do that again. Breathing in, bring your arms are touching, and breathing out. One more time. Breathing in. Feel each other breathing together. Synchronize those breaths. All right, that's beautiful. Okay, now turn around, and now we're going to come onto all fours. So we're going to put our hands and our arms directly under our shoulders. We're in all fours right now. Separate your fingers, so spread out those fingers nice and wide. And just make sure that your hand and your arms and you're directly under your shoulders, and your knees are directly under your hips. So we got a nice neutral spine, a nice neutral back. Now we're going to inhale and make the shape of a cow. So as we inhale, we're going to lift our chest. As we inhale, again, moving with our breath. Exhale, round our back into, as Halloween is coming up, a Halloween cat. Inhale, and feel free to make the sound of the animal. So inhale, and then we can say moo. And then we exhale, round that back into a Halloween cat. We can say meow or meow, whatever a cat sounds like to you. Inhale, cow, arch that back. Exhale, round that back. Let's arch our back one more time into a cow. And this time as we exhale, push our hips back towards our heels, sitting down on our heels. Let's do that again. Inhale, arch our back into a cow. Exhale, moving with our breath, sit back on our heels. Inhale once again. And exhale, sit back on our heels. Now this is called child's pose. And child's pose is a resting pose. So just notice how it feels. Just lower your head. Maybe you can cross your hands on top of each other. Rest your forehead on the top of your hands. And maybe you're just up and you're letting your head and neck just hang down nice, loose, and free. And child's pose is something that we can do whenever we feel that we maybe our emotions might be getting out of hand, or we might be worried about something. We can always come into child's pose and just take this restful pose. Okay, now bring your hands out straight in front of you. And we're going to now lift our hips up and straighten our hips. So now we come into what we call a knee plank. So this would be a high plank, and this would be a knee plank. So for now, we're just going to come onto our knee plank. Right now, your arms, and you should see directly under your shoulders. If not, you might need to move your hands out or maybe in. Just take a notice. Just notice where your body is in this space, in this shape. Now, draw those elbows in, squeeze those elbows in, and lower your body down halfway, and then push up. So we're doing a half push-up here. So let's take a nice deep breath, and then breathe out, come halfway down, and then push up. And then come halfway down, elbows in, and then push up. This time we're going to go all the way down, called chaturanga. Inhale together. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Keep your elbows drawn in. Draw those shoulders down towards your hips. Now push up and lift that chest forward, drawing those shoulders down, elbows in. This is a cobra pose. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze your legs so we protect your lower back. Take a breath here, and we could even make the sound of a cobra snake. and lower down. Go ahead and push yourself back all the way up and set those hips back down on your heels again and just rest for a few breaths in child's pose. Take a moment here. Notice how it feels. You've been working up some energy here. Notice how your breathing is. And don't worry if you can't move in exactly and synchronized with your breath. It's just something to think about and just something to try. All right. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Walk those hands out straight in front of you. Lift up those hips. Now drop those hips down. Now, once again, we're in a knee plank. We're going to lower down one more time. Chaturanga. Say chaturanga. All right. Tuck those toes under as you lift your chest forward, drawing those elbows in into cobra. And as we lift up, we're going to draw those hips back, tuck those toes under, lift those hips, push back, and straighten those legs. Now we come into an upside down V, and this is called downward dog. So your knees can be bent here. That's perfectly fine. Draw those shoulders back down towards up towards your hips, and just rest here for a moment. This too, downward dog, is actually a resting pose too. So our arms and legs are acting like strong pillars. So we're matching our strong mind with our strong arms and strong legs. All right, now we're going to do a similar thing that we did when we did a knee plank, but this time we're going to be in a high plank. So shift your weight forward and straighten out. So now instead of a V shape, we're in the shape of an I, a capital I. Now, you can absolutely come down on your knees if you like. That's perfectly fine. But if you're up for the challenge, now you're up on the balls of your feet. You're pressing those heels back. Let's see here. Can you have a strong mind here and count to 5 and hold this plank? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw those elbows in, lower down again. Chaturanga. You can be on your knees or up high for more of a challenge. Lift up that chest. Draw those shoulders back and down, elbows in, coming up into a cobra. Lower down. Push yourself up again. Tuck those toes under. Lift up those hips. Straighten those legs. What do we have now? Upside down V. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Hold here. Now you could bicycle out here. So it's like pressing one heel down at a time. And we can stretch out our calf muscles between our knees and our ankles. And let's do that one more time. Here we go with our breath if we can. So we inhale. Exhale, shift your weight forward, high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, draw those elbows in, chaturanga, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, push the floor away, draw those shoulders back. Maybe we straighten our arms and come up into an upward facing dog. All right, come back on our knees, tuck those toes under, lift up those hips, and push back once again into a downward facing dog. Great job. Now, from here, get your stability. Strong mind, strong arms, strong legs. Lift up that right leg behind you nice and straight. And bring that knee towards your nose and walk that foot in between your hands, your right foot. Drop your left knee. Now we come into a low lunge or a runner's lunge. So you can stay here, or if you want a little more of a challenge, maybe you choose to come up a little higher. So we can put our hands on the top of our thigh. And you'll notice that the higher we lift our upper body, the more we stretch and lengthen our front body. So our quadricep muscles in the front of our thighs, our psoas muscle around our pelvis and our belly. And if you want, maybe you even reach up to the sky. Reach, reach, reach. And make sure, look down too, make sure that your ankle is directly under your knee. So we want like a 90-degree angle here. So we don't want to be our knee. We want to be able to see our toes. Reach up to the sky at the same time. See if you can drop those hips forward a little bit more. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out. Now go ahead and push, straighten that front leg. And you can still have a little bent knee. That's no problem. You can keep your fingertips on the floor. And we're getting a nice stretch in the back of our thigh called the hamstring. Tuck the toes under of your back leg, your left leg. Lift up that knee, straighten that out. Now, that knee out, bring your right foot back and come back into a downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Just notice. Notice how this feels, how your right side feels compared to your left side. Notice if maybe there's a little more of an opening here. And now you've done several down dogs. Now, is it easier to press those heels down? The heels do not need to be touching the floor. But do you notice maybe they're going a little further towards the floor as we begin to open and lengthen our muscles? All right, lift up that left leg straight behind you. Notice how this feels. Now you've got two hands and one leg. You're a little off balance here. Your body has to make adjustments to balance. Okay, bring that knee towards your nose and plant that left foot in between your hands. Drop that right knee and let that rest on the top of your foot, of your right foot. Make sure that knee is directly over your ankle. We want to see your toes. Welcome to stay here. Or maybe you want a little more of a challenge, a little more opening in that front body. Take a breath here. Just notice how that feels. How does this side feel compared to the other side? Lift up your arms if you choose. You can reach up. Maybe this time you reach behind you. Throw those thumbs back ever so slightly, keeping your arms up by your ears. Or maybe if your shoulders are tight and it's hard to straighten your arms, you're welcome to make cactus arms. Just bend at the elbow, and you're welcome to look up, lift up that chest. That even opens that front body even a little bit more. Okay, go ahead and come on down. Put those hands down by your feet. Now lift up the back knee, your right knee. Bring that right foot to meet left. So now we are in a forward fold. Hold here for a minute, or not really a minute. Just hold here for a few breaths. Maybe just let your head and neck just drop and relax. Maybe shake your head yes and no. And let your shoulders and your arms drop. And we can maybe sway back and forth like a rag doll. All right, now bend those knees and very slowly come on up to standing. And very slowly, keeping your head down, because I know for me, sometimes I get dizzy if I stand up too fast. So I keep my head down and I let my body come up straight, and then I lift my head. All right, beautiful. Shake it out. See how that feels? Just notice. Just notice. Now plant your feet hip width apart, so your feet are directly underneath your hips. And bring your arms down towards your side. Let your shoulders just drop and almost reach down like your fingers are reaching towards the floor. And at the same time, you're lifting your head up, keeping that chin drawn in. And this is called mountain pose or Tadasana. I like to say, ta-da. That's how you remember it. Ta-da. Tadasana, mountain pose. So let's hold here for a minute, and I invite you to close your eyes. Now, we haven't done that yet. See what it feels like to close your eyes and stand. Just notice, feel your feet connected to the earth. Maybe it's on the mat, maybe you're on your floor. Feel your feet, maybe press those toes down. Actually lift your toes first and then spread your toes apart and then drop your toes. And feel all the different parts of your feet, the balls of your feet, the heel. Squeeze your legs. Now come up and squeeze those legs tight. Squeeze your bottom. Take a big inhale and draw those shoulders up and down again. And feel yourself standing tall like a mountain with your eyes closed. See if you can listen for your breath, standing nice and tall. All right, beautiful. All right, now we can shake it out a little bit more. Okay, starting here from Tadasana, from mountain pose, we're going to do some more movement with our breath. So we're going to inhale, lift our arms up high, lift up and look up. Exhale, bend those knees and forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, keep those knees bent. Now straighten those knees. Lift up, look up, and this time bring your hands together home to your heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, up, lift up. Exhale, swan dive, like you're diving off a board. Bend those knees, forward fold, and press those feet into the earth. Lift up, look up, root to rise. Hands home to your heart. That's beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward fold, breathing out, drawing that navel in. Inhale, lift up this time. Instead of bringing your hands home to your heart, twist over to your left and draw those arms down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, draw those arms down to the other side, on the right side. Let's do left side again. Nice twist here, almost like think of a washing machine. We're kind of twisting like we're washing clothes. Continue left side. Let's do one more time on the right side. Very good. Now let's swan dive once again. Arms up, left, bend those knees, forward fold. And this time put your hands on your shin. Lift your upper body halfway up. And now we exhale, forward fold, bend at the knees, lift up, palms together, hands home to your heart. All right, we're going to do this again, but then we're going to stay down and we are going to do what we call a full sun salute. So what we were doing on the mat before, on the floor before, where we go into a plank and chaturanga and cobra and down dog, that's the lower half of a sun salutation. So what we've just done, the forward fold and lifting, hands on shins, lift up halfway, that's the top part of a sun salutation. So now we're going to put it all together. So here we go. In fact, I'm going to turn this way because my neck's getting a little tired here. All right, here we go. So we're going to this time inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend at the knees, forward fold. Maybe your knees are a little straighter this time. Put your hands on your shins, lift halfway. Breathe out, exhale, forward fold. Put your hands on either side of your feet by your toes. Step back right foot, step back left foot. Now we're in a plank. You can be in a high or a low plank, whatever you choose. Draw those elbows in. Let's take a breath together here. Inhale, now breathe out, lower down, elbows squeezing in, chaturanga. Inhale, draw those shoulders down, elbows in, reach your chest forward, cobra, squeeze your bottom, squeeze your legs, and fold down, lower down. Lift, push back up, tuck those toes under, bring those knees straight, lift those hips, straighten those legs. Take a breath here in down dog. Now we can step one foot in or we can hop if we want. We can hop like a bunny rabbit. And then we're going to press to the, so we're in a forward fold now. Press to the outside of your feet. Lift, root to rise. One more time. Palms together. Reach up, look up, and hands home to your heart. That was a sun salutation. Let's do one more time. Here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Draw that navel in. Inhale, put your hands on your shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into a plank, high or low. I'm going to go high this time. Exhale, elbows in, lower down, chaturanga. Elbows, shoulders down, elbows in. Reach your chest forward, squeeze your butt. Maybe we come up now into an upward dog. Drop down your knees, tuck those toes under, lift up those hips, push back, legs straight, downward facing dog. Let's hop up, or maybe you want to raise one leg, bring that knee to your nose like we were doing in a lunge, and step forward, step your foot through, left meets right or right meets left, however you're doing it now, or you can hop. Let's reach out our arms, lift up, root to rise, palms together. Maybe you clap this time, and hands home to your heart. Beautiful. Let's take a moment here and stand in mountain pose and notice how it feels to be more energized. See if you feel more energized, you feel more awake. We're exerting some more energy right now, getting some energy out. All right, good. Now separate your legs to a wide stance. Now I want you to think about, have you ever felt like you were frustrated or angry, or you just were filled with just upset, and you wanted to get it out, and you wanted to get it out without hurting somebody else, right? So here's one way to do that. It's called the woodchopper breath. So we're going to bring our hands together, and we're going to lace our fingers together. Our legs are spread wide apart. And just like we've been doing, we're moving with our breath. We're going to inhale, lift up our arms. And as we exhale, we're going to shout, ha! You can bend your knees here too a bit if you want. Inhale, lift up, and shout as loud as you can. Ha! Inhale, lift up, and shout. Ha! And let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up, and ha! Very good. Okay, you can come on back up. Walk your feet back into mountain pose. So this time, our feet are directly underneath our hips. All right, take a moment here in Tadasana or mountain pose. Feel your feet connected to the earth. And we're going to move from this energized place where we just were in. And now we're going to need to have a very strong mind now to help us balance. So we're going to shift our weight from one side to the other. So right now, you're going to, standing nice and tall, we're just going to move to start trying to move with our breath, lifting one knee at a time, just getting the feel of what it's like to be off balance. So we're going to inhale, lift up your left knee and arms and lower. Lift knee up, arms up. This is your right knee, and breathe out and lower. Let's do that again. Breathing in, knee up, arms up. And breathe out, lower your left leg. Inhale, right leg lifts, arms up. And exhale and lower. This time, let's lift that left knee and hold. And see how that feels now. So it takes a strong, stable mind. And just notice for a moment how that feels. We're standing strong on our right leg. All right, now let's see, we can bring our arms out. See if you take the challenge, open up that left knee and press it into your left hand. Press, press, press. And you can pretend you're a pirate here, cover one eye and go, ahoy, matey. That's right. Now bring that knee forward and lower. Take a moment. How does that feel? I tend to feel more stable when I come out of a balancing pose. My mind gets quieter. A quiet mind is a stable mind, is a strong mind. All right, let's lift up our right knee, arms up overhead. And you can flex that foot, so that means draw those toes towards your shin. See how that feels. Now we can open up if you're up for the challenge. You can stay straight if you like, or if you're up for the challenge, open up that right knee, press it into your right hand. Strong standing leg, squeeze your right your butt cheek. Squeeze, standing tall. Bring that knee forward again. Lift up those arms and lower your right leg. Take a breath. Just notice, how do you feel? How do you feel now compared to when we were doing more active yoga, more of a flow yoga? Now we're holding poses. It's a different feeling. It requires strength. All right. So now stand at the edge of your mat, and we're going to do what we call a warrior 3. So step back with one foot, with your right foot, and bend up at that front knee. Almost like we're in a lunge, but not fully. Our knee isn't really bent too far. And begin to just kind of press off of that back right foot and just get the feel for what it would be like to lift up that back leg and bring our weight, bending at the hips, strengthening, tightening that right leg. And you're welcome to bring your arms out front into warrior 3, maybe to the side, almost like an airplane, or behind you like a jet, or maybe a superhero. And then lift up our upper bodies, bring that back leg down to meet your left foot. That was warrior 3. There's several different warrior poses. That was warrior 3. All right, let's do the other side. Come to the edge of your mat. Well, not too far, just kind of maybe not quite in the middle. Actually, you could. Wherever you are is fine. Go ahead, standing nice and tall. Once again, step back with that left foot and bend up a little bit at that with that right knee, and just begin to see what it's like. Just explore. What's it like to press off with that left foot? Now, as we bend forward, we're lifting. Squeeze. The trick here is to squeeze that left leg. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Reach your arms out straight, warrior 3. And if you fall out, that's okay. Just come on back. Maybe your arms are to the side, or maybe they're back. Maybe they're flapping like a bird. That's right. Okay, now lift and draw that foot down. Take a breath. How does that feel? All right, so now we've just done warrior 3 by ourselves. Now let's do it like a partner with your partner. If you have a partner, if not, then go ahead and feel free to just do another warrior 3 with us. Practice. You know, the yoga is a journey. So I never want to say practice makes perfect, but practice is what helps us get better at whatever it is we're doing. Okay, so now face your partner, if you have one, and have enough space behind you. And we're going to do this again, but this time you're going to grab onto each other's hands. All right, so you're going to help each other, and it's going to require teamwork to help each other balance. So go ahead and first just step back with your right foot. Now go ahead and reach out with your hands. Now you might have to make an adjustment here. You might have to step further away and then begin, both of you, to fold forward, holding each other, looking in each other's eyes. Look at each other and make sure you smile really big as you look in each other's eyes. And go ahead and release and come back to standing. Ah, beautiful. Let's try the other side. Here we go. Go ahead. You're facing each other. Step back with your left foot this time. And you make the adjustment. Maybe you grab your hands first. Maybe you fold forward first and then grab on. You figure out what is the best way for you to get into this balancing partner pose. Looking in each other's eyes, big smile, a big, loving, beautiful smile. Squeeze that left butt cheek and come on back to standing. Shake it out. Good job. Ah. All right, we have one more balancing pose here, and it's called the tree pose. So as you notice, so your legs, when you're standing nice and tall, and your feet are really connected to the earth, like think of them as roots in a tree. So notice what happens with a tree. What happens when the wind blows? When the wind is blowing really hard, the branches sway and the leaves sway, but what happens to the trunk of the tree? It stays nice and still. So that's what we go for. That's what we want in our tree pose, the idea that our legs are like the roots of a tree. So here we are. We're going to stand once again in mountain pose or Tadasana. Shift your weight to the right and turn your left heel towards your ankle and let the left heel just rest above your ankle. So your foot is almost acting like a kickstand. Now go ahead and raise your arms up high, and you can stay right here and just explore what it's like to lift your toes up. But maybe you want a little more of a challenge, and you can rest your foot, your left foot, into the inside of your right calf. And just breathe here. So a lot of strong mind, a lot of balancing has to do with having a calm mind. And the best way to get there is to focus on your breath. Listen for your breath. Now, maybe you want to go for even a bigger challenge and lift that foot up and rest it into the inside of your thighs. You could maybe bring your hands to your heart and press your foot into your leg, press your leg into your foot. Take a nice deep breath here and lower down. Very good. Now go ahead and shake out that standing foot, your right foot. Just notice the difference, how you will your right leg was bearing the weight. You might feel a little bit lighter, a little more energized on your left side compared to your right. So let's do the other side. Shift your weight over to the left. Turn that heel in and your knee out, your right knee out. Again, you can rest your heel on just above your ankle, drawing that belly in so that your lower back is tilted. So we want your pelvis tilted up, your tailbone is tilted down. Now you could stay here, keep your hands here at your heart. Maybe you lift up your arms and explore what it's like to lift up those toes. Maybe you raise your foot, press it into your calf, Or maybe, just maybe, you go for a big challenge and rest that foot, squeeze your left leg, press it into your right foot. You can bring your hands up or to your heart. Beautiful. All right, just notice. See if you can even blow, almost like the wind is blowing you. Can you rock your arms back and forth and keep your pose, keep your legs still without falling over? All right, lots of challenges, lots of way to explore in yoga. All right, beautiful. So let's do this now. We're going to do tree pose once again. This time we're going to do it as a partner. So face your partner and bring your hands up to face each other and press your hands towards each other, looking into each other's eyes. And once again, turn your right knee out and either, bring your right foot to meet either above wherever feels most comfortable. Maybe it's above your ankle or up higher, and press your hands into each other, looking into each other's eyes, helping each other, supporting each other, and then raise your arms up once again, up overhead. Maybe bring your palms together, maybe lace your fingers, and then come back down, pressing your hands together, supporting each other, knowing that you're there to support each other, but you're also strong as a person, as an individual. All right, beautiful. Lower down. Let's do that one more time. Now, we always want to balance right with left, left with right. So let's do that again. We can even try it this way. Why don't we stand side by side this time? And this time, go ahead. And so what it's nice to do when we're in a group is we call it a tree circle or a forest, where you can all stand in a circle and you can all do this together. So this is, if you're with your friends, you might want to do a tree circle. Let's try this. So pretend you have someone on the other side and you're pressing your hands in to your partner, and then shift your weight again, and then lift it like the opposite leg, lift up your foot or keep it like just above the floor, exploring it with lifting your toe, using it like a kickstand, and we're pressing, so you're supporting each other, you're working as a team, squeezing that standing leg. You can raise your arms up, let go. So we're strong as individuals, and yet we're there to support each other. All right, lower down. Shake it out. Beautiful. All right, I got one game to play with you that I think might be really fun. So here's the game. I'm going to call out two body parts, and those two body parts, or maybe there's more than two. I'm going to just call out actually different body parts, and maybe there's multiple body parts, maybe there's one body part, and you want to put that body part somehow, some way onto the floor. So for example, if I say 2 feet, one hand, I'll forward fold and touch the floor with one hand, right? So let's try this together. I'm going to be the leader, and I'm going to call it out. So here we go. So let's make it start with easy 2 feet. So you'll touch your 2 feet, keep your 2 feet onto the floor. All right. 1 foot on the floor. That means you have to lift up 1 foot. Now with 1 foot, 2 hands. See if you can forward fold, see what you do here. All right. Now 1 foot, 1 hand. Now switch sides, the other foot and the other hand. And come on up once again, 1 foot and 1 knee. Very good. 2 knees. 2 knees, 1 hand. 2 knees, 1 hand, 1 toe. 2 hands, 1 knee. 2 hands, 1 knee. Okay, now 2 hands, 2 knees. 2 hands, 1 toe. 1 hand and 1 knee. The opposite hand and the opposite knee. All right, 1 bottom. All right, beautiful. Now from here, let's do a boat pose. So our knees are lifted, our feet are lifted. See if we can come into a boat pose. So we might have one leg straight, maybe the other leg straight, maybe our knees are bent. So we're lifting our upper body and we're balancing on our cheeks. All right, good job. And maybe you want to straighten your legs, maybe both, maybe one. Maybe you bring your arms that you can hold on to your legs if you'd like. Lifting that, lift your chest, and good job. We'll rest those legs down straight out in front of you. Good job. Let's breathe in, arms up, and breathe out. See if you can fold forward and touch your toes. All right, beautiful. All right, we got one more really fun game that I love called mirror hands. So face your partner. So sit in a comfortable position. So cross your legs if you can. If that's difficult, feel free to sit on top of a blanket to lift up those hips. That helps sometimes. That will help you support your hips so that you can sit more comfortably. And you're going to face your partner. So your partner is facing you directly. And we call this mirror hands. See how a mirror works, right? So when you look in the mirror is doing obviously the opposite or the same as what you're doing. So this requires a strong mind because you have to concentrate, but it also requires you to really tune in to your partner. And you watch them, eyes connected with the eyes, and one person, the first person, you guys have to decide who's going to be the first person to lead, and you will move your hands in a way, however you want to move them, and the other person, your partner, will do exactly what you're doing, like they're your mirror. So maybe you're moving up and down, whatever you choose to do. You can also make faces, and your partner will mirror your face. So explore what that's like to do very slowly, looking at each other's eyes. Requires a strong mind, an open heart. Beautiful. Now switch, so let the other person be the leader. And go ahead and beautiful. Oh, that looks fabulous. Good job. Nice and slowly. You care about your partner. You don't want to trip them up. You want them to be able to follow you, and you're paying very close attention to their movements and their face. All right, beautiful job. Give your partner a big hug. All right, lovely. Okay, so go ahead and sit facing the short end of your mat. Bend up at the knees. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of walk those toes in and draw those knees in. And very slowly, we're going to lower down lower down into a reclining position. So we're laying on our back. All right, beautiful. Draw those knees in, bring those knees in. Go ahead and just rock side to side. All right. Okay, beautiful. Now cross your right leg over your left. So your left knee is bent. Your left foot is on the floor. You lift your right leg over your left. So you're crossing them like an X. Bring your arms out like a T from your shoulders. And just go ahead and drop both of those knees over to the left. So you get a nice stretch. Now we're winding down. Just notice how you feel. Just notice how your mind is. Is your mind able to relax and be focused and breathing here? Where's your breath? Are you able to breathe deeper here? Or maybe not. Maybe as you're in a twist, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to breathe. So see if you can take a nice deep breath and open up those lungs. Fill up those lungs. All right, now lift those knees up to center. Uncross your right from your left. Now bring your left, cross your left over your right. And drop both knees over to the right this time. And notice here how it feels. Is your left hip feel different than your right? How is your breathing? What are you thinking about? Can you let go of your thoughts? And just be here right now in the moment. All right, go ahead and bring those knees back up to center. Straighten those legs out along the floor. Bring your arms up overhead and stretch like you're just getting out of bed. Stretch your arms and stretch your legs. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach from one end of the room to the other. Squeeze your eyes. Squeeze everything. Make fists. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale. And let go. Breathe in. Let's do that again. Squeeze every muscle, the bone. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let go. Relax. So bring your arms back towards your side. Lower your arms down. Palms facing up. And just let yourself melt. Let your body just relax. Beautiful. Finding your breath once again. See if you can breathe in all the way from your toes. Breathe in from your toes, up your calves, your knees, your thighs, all the way up through your hips. Big breath through your belly, up through your chest, to the top of your head. And back down again, all the way down your back body, all the way down to your toes. Let's breathe in again, all the way through up your front body, from your toes, all the way up the front of your body, through the top of your head, and back down again. And stay in this position. Just stay relaxed. I'm going to sit up right now, but you stay where you are. Keep your eyes closed if you're comfortable. And have a nice, easy breath. See if you can find a nice, easy breath, listening to the sound of your breath. And now just imagine a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly. And as the butterfly rests on your toes, you relax your toes. And then as the butterfly lifts up and rests on your knees. As the butterfly rests on your knees, you find your knees just relax a little bit more. And now feel that butterfly resting on the top of your thigh. Feeling a little bit of that tingle, little tickle, and then relax. Feel that butterfly resting right at your belly button. And as it rests on the belly button, see if you can relax your belly. And now that butterfly just rests right in the middle, right at your heart. Feeling all the muscles around your heart relax and let go. Now feel that butterfly move to the top of your forehead, right in between your eyebrows. And just relax the muscles in your forehead. Now the butterfly flies off and you are relaxed and feel beautiful, pleasant feeling. Soft, easy breath. And now when you're ready, go ahead and roll over onto one side, just like you would be laying in bed, using your arm maybe as a pillow, resting your head on your arm, bringing your knees up towards your chest. Just staying in that position, resting. And then when you're ready, use your hands slowly, very slowly. Put your hands on the floor and push yourself up to a nice, comfortable seat. Now bring your hands together and put your hands in front of your eyes and repeat this either silently or out loud. I have a strong mind. Bring your hands to your heart. I have a brave heart. Bring your hands to your belly. I have a wise body. Separate your hands and look up and say, I have a noble spirit. Now bring your hands together at your heart. And as we say in yoga, we say the word namaste, which means may the light in me honor the light in you. And each one of us has a brilliant light to shine in this world. Namaste. We bow to each other.